Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I want to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today we're going to be creating with the Wonderful World stamp set, as well as the Designer Series paper. This is a Celebration reward, and that can be found in the Celebration brochure, or SAB is how I type it up in any posts. It can be found on page 14, and samples are on page 15 of that brochure. It is free. You can see the icon right here with a $120 purchase, and that is before tax and shipping. Okay, this is beautiful. It is a cling stamp set. So let's just move that out of the way and share what today's card is. Look at how pretty that image is. This paper is just gorgeous. Now, my sample card here is with the base is Old Olive. However, I thought it would be fun to switch it up and do the base in Orchid Oasis for this card that I'm doing with you, showing you that you can pull any color you want from that Designer Series paper to create your card. And I've just pulled different patterns here to create my card front. Now, all of the measurements as well as the products that I have used will be on my blog post, and it will be linked in the description box below. Okay, so let's take our insert piece first off, and we're going to add some liquid glue, get that done. This is a great bundle to choose from. The brochure. Celebration is always so much fun. It runs till the end of August. And while supplies last. Celebration items are never guaranteed to last throughout the whole promotion. So just be aware of that. If there's something that you really want, it's always a good idea to get it sooner rather than later. So there's our inside done. Oh, so pretty. Let's glue the outside pieces together here. So I've got my Designer Series paper, my DSP. I've got 3 different patterns cut, and I'm going to layer them up on my card front like that with a little bit of space in between each. So I find that if you apply your first biggest piece, then you're going to be able to get a better spacing when you do that. At least for me, it works better that way. So I am also using my liquid glue because it gives me a moment more to adjust that spacing if I have placed it in the wrong, if it's a little crooked. I just find that my liquid glue gives me a little bit more wiggle room. So I'm just gluing my bits together, showing that these papers all look just so gorgeous together. All right. And then let's glue that to the card base. There we have it. And give that a little wiggle so that it's on there nice and straight. Okay, so now we're going to stamp. And for stamping, we are not going to be, that little bit of fluff off there, we're not going to be inking this up direct to the ink pad. what I'm doing is I've got my Old Olive and my Melon Mambo, and I'm going to come in with sponge daubers. So I've got my daubers right here. So let's move the Melon Mambo out of the way. I'm going to pick up my ink from my Old Olive, and I'm just going to come on here and dab that on. Turn, add a bit more ink. And in this area, you want to angle your daubers so that you're only kind of getting the corner of it when you're close in between the two flowers. So pick up a bit more ink on that side. And there we go. And then I'm going to come in with my a cloth to clean off any of that ink where I don't want it to be. So close this up so I don't stick my hand in it. And I've just got a dollar store microfiber cloth that I use all the time, and I'm just going to wipe and wipe. I don't want an Old Olive flower. And then also on the side here, because with the dauber you don't have quite as much control sometimes. And then also, I don't want my stem, it's longer than my die cut scallop rectangles, so I'm gonna come in and wipe that off. I want it a little bit shorter, and then it's gonna have a moment to dry. Okay, come in with my Melon Mambo dauber, and I am going to fill in that flower head, and I am putting the darkest, heaviest amount at the center, as that's how flowers generally are colored, that the centers are the deepest shade. So I'm just coming in here and bringing it out. And I'm rotating my stamp so that I'm not reaching across as much. I am kind of getting the area that I'm inking up, I'm getting that more directly in front of me. And I'm trying not to get my head in camera view. Okay, I think, and then just a little bit more there, and a little bit more there. All right, we are nice and inked up. Now, because I have done my Old Olive first, I'm gonna breathe on it, my stamp, so that I can re-moisten that ink to get it nice and wet again. And I'm going to line this up as best I can and stamp down, apply a bit of pressure, give it a moment for that ink to transfer. There we have it. And this here is the stem that I removed some of the ink, and oh, look at how beautiful that is. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our dimensionals, because we want to pop this up. So, and with your sponge daubers, you can rinse those out as I do, and I can reuse them then for other colors. I find that if I rinse them out, I don't have to have one dedicated for each color. I can use them over and over just by simply taking them to the sink and rinsing them out, because Stampin' Up's ink pads are water-based. So that means that they aren't going to stain heavily. They're going to be easier to remove that ink at the kitchen sink. Okay, so then I'm going to center this as best as possible. I think that looks about right. Before I press it down, I'm going to turn it to the side so that I can make sure that I am fairly straight. Now I've got some Orchid Oasis from the Baker's Twine, the 2022-2024 in color Baker's Twine. I'm going to create a cute little bow to put on my flowers. Now this stamp set does not have any sentiments, so that means you can use it for whatever you need. You can add a sentiment from another one of your favorite sentiment stamp sets, or you can leave it without a sentiment. So that way, when you are needing a card for a specific occasion, you've got one on the ready. Okay, and I'm going to put this right where these two stems cross. So I want to trim those tails just a smidge more, pull those together. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am so glad you found me. Please say hello. If you are a returning viewer, welcome. I'm so glad you've come back. Please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. I love to hear where my viewers are in the world. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button below, as well as that notification bell, so you don't miss any future videos from me. And then our final addition is some of the in color matte decorative dots. So I'm only going to put 2 because my twine here is 1 element. I only want 3 elements on here. So 2 of the dots, and then the twine to me is my 3rd element. You could add more if you chose, but I'm keeping it just like this. So, and I like to add a little dot of glue when I'm placing my embellishments on. I find that it helps them stick better. There we go. And they're not going to pop off in the envelope before they get to the recipient. And there we have today's card. So one is the Old Olive base and the other is the Orchid Oasis base. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Which one do you prefer? All right, thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.